It was beautiful.
Sorry, everybody. Thank you for waiting.
I love that. That's a positive, an affirmative sound.
You know what would make this bowl really good, besides the Dr. Trees? M&M's. A few M&M's in
Oh,
there.
hell, yeah. Reese's Pieces, too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man.
Okay.
Alright, that's enough.
Alright.
I'm so upset about that. Okay.
As soon as Reese's came in.
Alright. Calm down.
Alright.
Joe,
Let's do it.
your beard looks nice.
Thanks.
It actually looked nice. I thought about that earlier.
And that's recording.
What
Hopefully
are
it
you doing,
lasts
buddy?
the whole time. Bam. Great. We're doing it,
Wanna
guys.
clap?
We're fucking doing it. Question to y'all. Because I've heard many a podcast, and I want to kill myself when I hear people lip smacking during the whole
I'm not
thing.
gonna
Should we
eat
not eat?
I'm not going to eat it.
If we eat, very limited.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can eat if you
Chew
want.
away
I mean,
from
you do
the
it on
mic.
Dynamic Banter, nobody gives a shit.
Chew away from the mic if you can.
Yeah. Just be aware of it, I think, is the case.
Yeah.
Don't, nothing in accident. Please don't tear the bread of my back. Awesome.
Guys,
Oh.
did
Joe.
anyone else...
Can I get your levels, please, Joe?
Yes.
Did anyone else like Joe on the latest
check.
season of
Check.
Stranger Things?
I love this so
Joe,
much.
give me some more.
I do too, genuinely.
Check
it's
1, 2,
such
3,
a
4.
Joe
How does that
fest.
sound? I'm talking like this and probably trying to mask the sadness.
Okay.
Great. Great!
Well, you're doing a great job,
You're doing a
Joe.
great job, buddy.
Oh, wait.
I got you one too. That's just an extra.
I
You can
brought
have an extra.
berries. I brought 2. And you brought berries too?
I didn't. Someone
What
brought...
about berries?
You brought berries? You bought berries? Oh my god, you guys.
What kind of
What's your
single berry?
favorite one, though?
Berry, for
Really?
sure. Of the LaCroix? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I really
Oh,
like
I'm
lime.
a pamplemousse.
Well, pamplemousse is good too.
Oh,
I like
lime.
lime. I like lemon.
Okay.
Lemon's surprisingly
Lemon.
good.
What is
Lemon's
it?
alright.
Key lime. Have we tried the key lime?
Couldn't get down with the key lime.
Oh.
Have you guys heard about that tweet?
I could not get down with the key lime.
Oh, I saw that. Who did it? Who was
We
it?
talked about that like 4 times.
Who was it?
Some guy, they tweeted us that. It was like in the first episode of the Valleycast.
Oh, what
Yeah.
happened? What happened? What happened?
I was making a joke about something I've already brought up. Oh, this is an interesting flavor.
I like it.
Great candy.
Hey, did you find a new? Did you find a thing?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let's do it.
Guys, I made
Okay.
a horrible mistake and there's a popcorn kernel in the back of my mouth. I'm losing my mind.
Oh.
I gotta...
Work through it, own it.
Okay, so I'm gonna start recording and play the intro right away. So everybody, you shush.
Are we good to sync? Are we good there?
Yeah, give me a little clappy
Well,
clap.
hang on. Let me hit record first.
Thank you.
Okay, now everyone shush.
Do you?
It's a crazy world that we. Joe's back, everybody. I don't know if you can.
That was the grossest set of sounds I've ever
That should just
heard.
be the next commercial
That's-
for a cup.
You know what? That's actually our intro. That's our Valleyfolk intro. Just loop that shit over.
Yeah,
and I'm
someone
like,
take
click,
that
click,
and
click.
remix it into an.
It's a crazy world that it's a crazy world that it's a crazy world that we it's a crazy world that it's a crazy world that it's a crazy world that we it's a crazy world that
It's a crazy world.
it's a crazy world that we it's a crazy world that it's a crazy world that it's a crazy world that we
That's still going.
Hey guys, welcome to the
Oh,
Valleycast.
I love it. I love
Okay,
that.
well it's something else is starting and I can't. I don't know what it is. I
It's all of the intros. people
really
listen.
have no idea where that's coming from and who did it.
But thank you for it, and we liked it a
Oh,
lot.
I loved that. Thank
That was
you,
really
one,
cool.
for
Most
listening.
professional podcast on the planet.
really beautiful.
That was actually made by a SoundCloud user named Jastune. Jastun.
Jastun.
He says, last week on the Valleycast there was a request and I delivered. Hope that you enjoy it, so sorry it's crap. It's
No,
not crap.
it's not crap.
No, I
it
liked
was
it a
really
lot.
beautiful. And
Great
also,
job.
that was a joke, and you did it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I always love when that happens. You're like, I'm going to say this. It's never going to
Yeah.
happen.
You should make better jokes. You should
Yeah,
go,
I
hey,
gotta-
take that thing that we just did and send me $20.
and give a Lamborghini Diablo. I don't know why I said that car. Like,
It's
that feels
okay.
like
That's a
weird
fancy
one.
car.
I hope it is.
I think that's like a deep down down desire of yours that just popped
No,
out.
God, no,
you
you
want a
wanna know what it is?
Lamborghini.
Oh, a
Lee
deep down
Newton.
desire of mine.
I
is
only
not
know,
a
like-
Lamborghini Diablo.
I think I have like 3. Like I can't really name
Ready?
any car
Gun to your head.
types.
Go.
Ferrari Testarossa. That's all I got.
What?
What else?
Mitsubishi
Mitsubishi.
Diablo.
Mitsubishi Diablo. The Diablo
Shit.
is one of my
Kia
favorites.
Sorrento.
You
Sorrento,
did,
nice.
Steve. I'm so sorry.
I know I can't. It's
And
hard.
You died at Mitsubishi Diablo.
The Diablo comes fully equipped, not with automatic windows, nor manual, but the type that you have to hit 17 times with your
Well, I
elbow
was-
so it goes down.
I was just saying, like I was referring specifically to like fancier cars.
Sure, but even
But if I needed to
then-
name, like, go ahead, gun to my head for others.
Gun to your head.
Honda Civic, Volkswagen.
Okay, but gun to your head,
Beetle.
this is the fanciest car you can think of.
Fuck, what are the one that Elon Musk? Tesla.
Oh, there you go.
That's it? Just
You did
okay.
it. That's good.
The one in
you.
space.
The one in space.
I don't think I could
Space
name many of
Tesla.
the Tesla models because it's just like T and
Oh, yeah, it's all
Yeah.
other
T's.
letters and
It's all
that
I've
kind of
never
thing.
understood the what's the car brand, the car name that's just numbers.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
BMW.
BMW
I hate that.
CX
Yeah.
series.
970.
The C series.
Well, I
It's
also
like, hold
hate
on
it
a
because
second.
Delman actually knows a lot about cars, too much about cars for
Yeah.
who he is. But like, there's times where he'll literally be like, "That's this LMQRS, and that's a
How do you do-
$80,000
Sounds like Delman
car."
doesn't
And
know
I'm like,
anything about cars.
I know who
that doesn't-
IG88
that
is.
sounds
Do you guys know who that
pathetic.
is?
That's the
I do
LM47.
know.
I know.
That's some Shadow of the
That
Empire
is some
stuff.
Shadow of the Empire shit.
Yeah.
He's
My-
a bounty hunter.
My brother is in town, and I've been doing
Brag
the Delman
alert.
impression every now and then.
Humble brag.
And then I did it before he actually met Delman, and then we went to a diner afterward, and my brother was like, "By the way, your impression of Delman, spot on." And I was like, "Thank you." I feel very good about that.
Sweet
Well,
baby boy.
before we get too tangential here, welcome to the Valleycast.
Hello.
This is a podcast hosted by the Valleyfolk, which are respectively Steve Zaragoza.
Elliott Morgan.
Lee Newton.
And Joseph Daniel Beretta.
Oh,
And we,
Daniel. Popping that Daniel. in
Get
there.
that D in there, girl.
Get that D in
Inject
there.
the D.
Ooh, good for
Don't
you,
tell me
buddy.
what to do. Okay.
I sure won't. It was more of a suggestion. But guys,
Okay.
welcome to the Valleycast. On this show, the creators and owners of the Valleyfolk,
Oh!
comedy peoples. Basically, we all
We're not
bring.
calling it that, are we?
No,
Valleyfolk comedy people?
no.
Okay, go.
That's like a shitty improv company, like from the
Thank
like,
you.
like high school
Thank
kids.
you.
To get us started,
every
we'd like
Tuesday night.
something we could do with our hands. We actually get building a birdhouse a lot, so if we get
So we'll
something
take it. We're
else,
really good at that
yeah,
one.
Thank you.
We've rehearsed it a lot. Anyway,
no one
2,
said
3.
that from the audience.
Okay, so like
okay, here we
okay,
go.
There's father son. Great, thank you so much.
No one is talking.
Thank you for
Okay,
coming,
so
Dad.
we're
Now
at
it's time to
Disneyland?
stop.
All right.
Anyway, so basically, if this is your first time tuning in, that's weird. And also, why this one? And
Thank you, and thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank
Also
you.
thank you.
There we go.
Each one of us bring a different topic to the table, literally, and we talk about it.
Yeah, we're bouncing
Almost
back
like
and forth.
talking at a table.
It's almost
Oh.
like that.
Huh.
It's pretty
But
close.
not-
Let's unpack that.
No.
I don't think we should.
Okay.
Why don't we put it back in the box and ship
Maybe
it
not.
off?
Back in the box.
Let's ship
In
it
fact,
off.
there's an
We're
Amazon
expedited.
locker close by. We could just send it
well,
back.
there
And
we
it's
do
just
love that.
oh, it's the
Amazing.
best. I love them.
One of the things that we started last week on episode 3 was a kind of a quick recap.
Recap.
And from what we talked about last week, I think there's one thing that we need to just discuss really quick, and
Okay.
that was Steve had a orgasm over the Cloverfield announcement, and then he went and watched it.
Oh, yeah.
Did it hold up? Did you like the paradox?
It's very divisive. A lot of people
It
are
is
very
getting a lot of
yeah.
polarity. in
Yeah,
its
straight.
reviews.
It's very. It's
Fitting since it's called that.
Split the clover. Yeah, isn't it a little
fun.
bit? It has split the Cloverfield fan base a bit, and because a lot of people actually just hated it, and
What
I
were
enjoyed
you?
it. I enjoyed
Do
it.
you think
It's-
they hated it because it's an objectively bad film?
Sorry, I moved.
objectively bad is one way to put it for sure.
We watched it together, and I think when we was done, Owen was like, "I mean, it wasn't like good," and I was like, "For sure, it
Owen
wasn't."
doesn't like
good.
anything, and everyone
That's-
says I
okay.
don't like everything, but
Anything.
actually Owen really doesn't like everything.
that tracks.
It sounds like
Yeah.
you're projecting onto Owen.
I am a little bit projecting onto Owen because he's the first to be like, that sucked, and then walk out of the room
Got it.
without really talking about it. But for me, it's like, it's definitely not the best in the Cloverfield series of the 3 films that exist.
So it's the worst.
I mean, sure, but
There you
it's
go.
half glass full. Sure.
But you know what? I will say in its defense, the fact that it's on Netflix, it's perfect for what it is, I think. And the way they did it
Yeah.
and like the release of it, I still think is really cool. And like it's not a great movie, and I think it belongs on Netflix as like a straight to Netflix movie. But for what it is, like even when I'm like, I don't think it's that good, I still think people should watch it. It's still fun.
Yeah, and I think it's, if you have an appreciation for it, there was a tweet today, a friend of mine tweeted, I can't remember their Twitter name, but
Good
and I
friend.
don't, or their name at all,
Good friend.
but their tweet was something along the lines of, if you have seen a B movie and appreciate a B movie, then that's
actually
what
true.
you need to think of
Also,
going into
there's some B
Cloverfield.
Yeah.
movies that like I think
Sorry.
I
think it's
don't.
Was that your Cloverfield
So
monster
bad.
impression?
Elliott. He's
It was just
so bad.
so loud.
I loved it.
I think
Just
that
the
if
loudest
Joe
burps
were
in the
a
world.
character in any sci-fi universe, he would be just a guy named Burp, and that would be all he would
Yeah,
do.
it's like
He'd be wearing the vest that he's currently
Yeah.
wearing.
And
wouldn't
he'd have
ever
headphones like
speak.
that.
You
Yes.
think I died at the end of the second act, but I'm back.
No.
You just
And
hear
the
the
Yeah.
burp.
Burp's
Burp
there.
comes up like over the hill. He's just like,
Okay,
"Oh."
no, this is what it is.
They're like burp. And he's
I'm
like,
thinking of like a long corridor.
Yes.
It's like scary. Like our main characters are being attacked by the creature or the monster or whatever, and they're all like about to die. And then you just hear this down the end of the hall.
They
and
think
they're
it's
like,
another monster.
They're like, oh yeah, not another one. And then boom, you come stepping in with like 2 big guns, and they're
Yeah.
like, burp.
Yeah.
And then you come in.
yeah, like
Burp
the big
saves the day.
epic moment. Yeah.
Yeah,
Burp
Burp
saves
saves
the
the
day. Thought he
day.
was a screw up the
Again,
whole
Burp
time.
doesn't do anything but burp.
But yeah, final words about Cloverfield though, really
pretty
quick.
good at it.
I considered it kind of like just a lesser episode of Black Mirror. Basically.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's how I look
I'm
at
cool
it.
with that.
I haven't seen it yet, but it sounds like what it furthered, which was the really cool world building and marketing genius of how they've released those movies over the last 3 iterations. That's the most important part about it, because it kind of kept the hype train going.
Yeah.
But the movie was a little bit of a letdown. But it
Yes.
still built the world a little bit too,
Yes.
so that's gotta be cool.
Yes,
Cool.
agreed.
Great.
Oh, this
Good
is
job.
way better.
Do you feel like it took mystery out of the universe a little bit? Because that was kind of like when it was done, I was like, well, now I guess we know.
Wait, no spoilers.
I actually don't think that. No, because
Okay.
I think it even though it was like, again, it was a
Did it
slightly
explain
the
some
marketing was
things?
slightly misleading, because it was like, this is where you'll find out how it all happened or
Yeah.
whatever, but it didn't overtly tell you.
Got
It just kind of like, I mean, spoilers for the movie, I guess. You can hit the 10-second or 15-second button if you want to skip
Mute.
ahead. But
Mute.
basically, it just kind of like says this event in the movie caused a rip in dimensions, and now there's like unlimited dimensions, and this will explain every future Cloverfield movie from here on.
It also says that like the spoiler in like 15 minutes into the movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, yeah, unless if you have any, yeah. So I don't know. It's
But I
fine.
mean, again, at that point, it's just kind of like exposition more than anything, and you're
Yeah.
like, really? And then
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you find out it's the truth. But whatever.
I mean,
anyway.
I love a good sci-fi. Does it harken to all of those things?
Sure, yeah, it feels
Great.
like a
I'm on
Outer
board.
Limits,
Yeah,
like a
I'm on
Yeah.
Outer
board.
Limits episode.
But I like that IT
almost
guy.
has like a Lost in Space feel
Dude,
to it.
fucking
Dude,
Chris O'Dowd.
Chris
is-
O'Dowd is getting real saucy.
First of all,
on my
though,
scale.
he's amazing.
Yeah,
he's
he is.
hilarious. He's
Yeah.
brilliant. I loved Moon Boy. Did you guys see Moon Boy?
Moon Boy.
Oh,
I
show's
saw
so
Moon,
good.
I'm so good. You would like
Oh,
that.
it's
I
on-
know,
it's
I
on
do
Hulu.
love him.
You'd love
you
it.
would love.
I'll
Moon
check it out.
Boy.
But check it out. But anyway, he's so underused and underutilized, and like the lines they give him are so awful.
That
They give him
son of a
they give
bitch
him
is
the-
gonna steal burp from me.
He's totally gonna steal
Oh,
Burp.
in the
no.
sequel, yeah, that will be
Yeah,
one
he
of his
will.
lines.
Damn
The
it.
son of Burp.
He has a line where he's like talking about the gyroscope, and he's like, "Where's your fancy compass?" And that's like supposed to be some
He just-
jokey
yeah,
part. And
they-
then I was
yeah.
like, well, maybe they need to explain to the audience what a gyroscope is. And I was like, oh, that's just bad.
Well, it's
bad,
just they
bad
gave him. He was like the
hamburger.
comic relief of the movie, obviously,
was,
but all of
yeah.
his lines were garbage. There was only one that really landed, I thought.
Yeah, there was one that really
Yeah.
landed, and the ones that didn't landed in a way that
Oh,
was
they
not
landed on another planet, another dimension.
Oh, another dimension.
nice.
Um,
nice.
Well, Anyway, so guys, why don't we dig right into the meat and potatoes of this
ready.
cast?
Speaking of meat and potatoes, I have a roast going on in my
Oh,
house. Pretty
Elliott's
excited.
been bragging. He's got a
So-
crock pot, and this bitch thinks he's mouth of stewed.
He's-
So,
he is-
something.
Is it so? I hear a crock pot is like the number, like you need. Everyone
It's
needs
amazing.
It's
a
the
crock pot.
best.
It's amazing.
It really is.
It makes you feel like you're really
Yeah,
doing
it
something.
actually
Like your
really
Emerald
does.
Lagasse
It
over
does
here.
Your
make
Emerald
you feel
Lagasse.
like your Emerald Gaddang Lagasse.
Emerald god dang
Like
Can you do a
Gassy.
burp? Can you do burp on cue? Oh, well,
That was pretty pathetic.
Yeah,
Wow.
you did let the breathe in,
That's
push
when-
air
when you
into
do
your
a
lungs.
burp on
Burp is
cue.
trying
Oh,
to
I
do-
guess you can't.
No, it's not.
You could have just said no. I'm sorry.
Well, Chris,
I'm sorry.
enjoy
I'm
the
so
role,
sorry.
Chris.
Oh, Chris.
Thing about a crock pot, it does make you feel like you're doing everything, but it also makes you do a little bit of prep. You can't just
Yeah.
throw things in. You gotta,
Yeah.
I love that.
You gotta
though.
do
it
some
feels
prep.
like Christmas morning when you're
Yeah.
like cutting up an onion at
Yeah.
8 a.m.
So let me ask you
Which is
this,
not
because
what I did.
What the hell's
I'm in-
Christmas to you?
You get up at 8 a.m. You make your dish for Christmas dinner.
Good
early in-
morning, everyone. Cut your onions.
Yay!
First of all, that's part of the tradition,
Oh my
and
God. this
Every
is-
child cuts
everything is-
potatoes.
there's
Honestly-
elf on a shelf, and then you cut
Kids,
up an onion together.
Check your burlap sacks. Let's see what he left us this year.
Oh.
Dad's
Oh.
potatoes.
I don't understand
Who
how
has-
y'all grew up.
Who has a carrot in their boot?
And don't forget, whoever has the biggest potato gets the first sip.
Oh, it's so dark. This is making all
Wait, I
the
do want to
sense in
ask
the
a
world.
question though, because I've never actually operated a crock pot.
Crock pot.
I've never prepped for a crock
You'll be
pot
great.
feast.
Yeah.
What's the liquid part of the in there?
It's a
You just
slow
pour water
cooking.
in.
You can pour water
Depends
in
on what
depending
you're
on what you're
cooking.
cooking. But if
Let's
you're
say I want to make
cooking-
like a beef stew.
Okay.
Go.
Yeah, so you're gonna want to put like
Great choice.
your onions, carrots, celery. That's
I'm out.
what they use
Done.
as a
Dice the
base level,
celery.
right? And then you're gonna dice them all up,
Dice
right?
them up.
Then you're gonna dice
Can I
some
do it without
potatoes in
onion?
there.
You're gonna get some taters in
You can do
there.
it without onion, of course you can.
Ooh, some taters.
But you're gonna put
Anything
some
you don't want.
taters in there, depending on whether or not you want a tomato based.
you want
I'm out.
Something.
No,
okay.
no,
All
tomato
right.
based.
So then you're just gonna throw your chunks of beef in there.
You're gonna
And
get
you're
some
throw
beef
some beef
stock
bouillon.
next
Are the
Yeah.
beef is the beef raw?
Raw beef.
Yes.
Yes.
But it'll slow cook for 6 hours, really ruminating and
Mine's on
getting
8.
in those 6 to 8. Yeah.
So
You're
how do you
getting a
know?
little
Like
funky.
if I throw raw beef into a crock pot, how do I
Sure.
know?
Here's the thing. Everything is on the internet. So
There's a
whatever there is,
recipe.
there's a recipe. So you can either go, I always say like high for 4 hours or
www.recipe.com.
low for 6 to 8. You know, like it's like a real, it all depends on what you want to slow cook.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys heard of a shop called Box Lunch?
No.
Ooh,
It's
tell me
like
about
it's really nice. I might be screwing up the name of it, but
Sounds nice.
but it doesn't matter because the idea of it is that when you spend a certain amount of money there, they actually send a lunch box to like underdeveloped, underprivileged
Oh, that's
nice.
parts of the world. So
I
it's
like
really
that.
really cool, and it's actually like a sister store to Hot Topic. So it's like
Okay.
so it's got a lot of
Doesn't
really
make
Left
cool.
turn.
sense, yeah.
Well, it's like, but it's less like gothy alt people, and it's more like Disney stuff and Star Wars stuff, and it's
Oh,
like
so this isn't like a meal service.
it's it's actually just like a retail store, and
Hey,
Oh,
it's
uh,
called
What
Box
an
Lunch.
interesting
threw me
turn
for
you
a
just
loop
took.
There.
Yeah, it's
I
weird.
thought it was
Journey.
about lunches.
Listeners,
no, it's
if you're
just-
listening, did you think he meant?
No,
like, what did you guys think?
I thought it was a food store.
Well, here's
that
why
you
I wanted to.
bought
Well, I mean, I
things
can.
at,
You're right. I
and
guess I
you
can
gave
see
Hey,
why
do you
that was
guys like
slightly
rocks?
confusing.
Yeah,
There's this store called Denny's.
that's exactly what that was.
No, Box Lunch though has this crock pot that's like a
Oh,
fucking Toy Story, or no, it's a Pixar crock pot.
Oh,
Okay. And
cool!
And it's got
it
like
looks
Pixar
all big.
characters.
Yeah.
And it's like really cool looking, and it's got Pixar characters all over it. And it's like one of those things that like
that's what
John
you should do.
Lasseter was
is
given
it based
it
on that
Yeah.
scene where they're all about to be fried?
in a crock pot.
Yeah, they're falling into like the.
No, but I think like maybe
scooping
I
your
think
onions
like
and your
if I'm
celery
gonna
in
get
there.
a crock pot,
Yes.
I'm gonna spend $350
That's
on
exactly
it,
what
and
you
not
should
the
do.
not the $80 one at Best Buy. Probably.
$60.
You would want to
maybe.
do that one though, for sure. That
Oh, I
makes it-
absolutely
That's just
would wanna
another
do that.
layer of fun.
I have
Yeah,
a-
because I look at all this shit in my
Yeah,
house. Of
true.
course, I'm gonna have a fucking Pixar crock pot.
4 minutes.
I'm
into
holding
crock
on to my
pots.
youth.
I like. I like that you make it sound like this place dictates the fact that of course you have to
Yeah,
get
I'm a
that.
slave to consumerism, and I show it. God damn it!
We are
proud
4
of-
minutes into crock pots, and this is not Elliot's topic. I
I
don't
know.
No, it's not.
No.
We're good. We're moving on, guys. What are we talking about? Who wants to start?
Joe should start.
Oh, okay. I wanted to bring to the table a conversation about karaoke.
Oh shit! That's
What?
right.
Oh no!
I
What?
remember you told us that you were gonna mention karaoke, and
I
now
am.
I'm not ready.
I am
I'm
mentioning
ready.
it.
I'm
Go
ready.
ahead.
I'm
Go
so
ahead. Go
ready.
ahead. Go ahead.
I mentioned it because for me personally, I haven't got to do it in a long time, and last week I did get to do it, and it was the first time in months, if not a year.
Did it feel good?
It felt so good.
Yeah.
Not because I'm a good singer, but I was with a
You are.
great group of people. And that's thing number one.
Oh,
you need
it
to
is
have a good karaoke
essential.
night.
It
Just
is
a bunch of people that
essential.
are having fun and cheering and
Yeah,
and
don't
being
bring someone
jovial.
that doesn't like karaoke.
Mhm. It was a small, intimate bar. This was without a stage. This is one where you got the mic and you just walked
Yeah,
around to
I like
everywhere,
that.
That's nice.
which was great. And yeah, it just felt good, and it goes back to my core belief of you don't have to be a good singer to have fun at karaoke. You're just performing. Go for laughs, and go for entertainment, and you could be the worst singer on the planet. And you're gonna have fun.
In fact, for those of you that are like maybe not the singer of your friend group, or you're a little nervous, or you don't want to be on a stage or anything like that, I highly recommend suggesting the room karaoke, which is like you don't have to perform in front of a bunch of bar goons or whatever. You just go into like a little room with your friends, and still, if you're still embarrassed at that point, I'm telling you, the spoken word version of insert song here is always a funny thing to do if you don't want to sing. Just do your just read the words like a robot.
Like
it's hilarious.
That's really funny.
Hilarious every time. Pick a rap song that's dirty, sing like a robot, talk like a robot.
Yeah, I am the friend who doesn't ever do karaoke, but I also don't hate karaoke. It makes me so nervous to do it for some reason, and it's like I do enough things that make me nervous that I don't feel the necessity to be like,
if you
I
did,
get to do
though,
this.
if you did, what do you want to sing? Like, what does your heart want to sing?
You know, I've given it more thought than I probably should. Honestly, I think it would be a theme from a sitcom of some kind. Either
They have those.
yeah, maybe like
No word.
that famous sitcom. And, yeah, I think probably something like that. Something that's like nostalgic, but also kind of fun. Maybe I don't know, but not like
Fresh
an
Prince of
obscure-
Bel-Air.
Yeah,
or
something that's
like
never
a
been done.
classic.
No, but I wouldn't do Fresh Prince because
Like
that's
Golden
so
Girls,
over-
that's another one.
Golden
that-
Girls
Ooh.
would
That
be
is
good.
a
Friends
good one.
theme, Golden Girls.
Friends theme would probably be the
Friends
go-to.
theme is good. Yeah.
But
MASH.
nothing.
Suicide is painless. You know that song's called Suicide is Painless, right?
Really?
Yes.
It's so.
Yeah, the song
Wow,
is called
that's-
Suicide is Painless.
Did you guys?
Yes.
MASH was that show that all of our parents watched, and we wondered why they watched it.
My parents never watched MASH, and
Really?
they wondered why everyone watched MASH. They
My
were
parents
like,
watch
What
it.
is happening?
Yeah, they love it.
Okay,
and I
you guys-
started watching it and I loved it.
Can I give you guys a little bit of trivia for Suicide is Painless,
Yeah,
the theme to MASH?
please,
I would
please
love
do.
some.
Mike Altman wrote the song.
Altman?
Son of Robert Altman.
Oh, that's a big deal, actually.
And he was 14 when he wrote the song's lyrics.
Whoa!
A 14-year-old wrote a song called Suicide is Painless.
Well, that makes total sense. That checks out entirely.
How is he now?
An
Robert
emo
Altman
14-year-old?
said that while he only made $70,000 for having directed the MASH movie, his son had earned more than $1 million for having co-written the
That
song.
is one of the best
Wow.
trivia facts ever.
It really
That
is.
So
What are the
good.
lyrics?
It's
I'd
so
love
good.
to-
You want to hear the lyrics?
Yeah,
Haven't
at
you,
least
there's a
read
Family
through
Guy
some.
clip where Stewie sings "Suicide is Painless" and it's really very beautiful. 'Cause suicide
Lyrics.
is very good.
Through
Wait,
early.
hold on. There we go. Sorry. This is actually, I don't know if this is the one. Hang on.
I've never heard the lyrics. I've only heard the instrumental.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
I
go.
read
Go ahead,
it's-
Elliot.
Yeah.
Through
Wait. Do you want me to play? Hang on. Let me play the theme song.
Yeah,
I don't,
yeah,
wait,
yeah.
Do we have the rights?
Real
We don't have
quick,
the rights.
I don't,
We're not a sponsored podcast yet.
That's fair.
So we're
Okay.
not. It doesn't matter.
Are you sure?
We're on SoundCloud. We can do whatever we want.
It's a risk.
We just start killing
What's the
people
risk?
on the
I don't know
podcast.
if we should.
I mean, I do it on.
This
on
might be the
Dynamic
closest I've
Banter,
come
it doesn't matter.
to doing karaoke.
There you go. Do it.
Okay, ready?
Yeah, guitar instrumental.
Go ahead. Elliot.
Through early morning fog I see visions of the things to be, the pains that are withheld for me. I realize, and I can see, that suicide is painless.
Oh no!
Oh!
It brings on many changes. I can take or
One
leave it,
specifically.
if I please. There's one glaring one. That game of life is hard to play. I'm going to lose it anyway. The losing card I'll someday lay. So this is all I have to say, that suicide is painless. It brings on many changes. I can
Okay.
take it or leave it if I please.
I can take or leave it.
The sword of time will pierce our skin. It doesn't hurt when it begins.
You're right.
But as it works its way on in, the pain grows stronger. Watch it grin.
This is the weirdest part of Willy
Good
Wonka and the
Lord.
Chocolate Factory.
the
MASH was
sword
a-
it pierces
that was for
out the
MASH.
skin.
And that's for Matt.
Wow, guys, we just went to
must be growing.
Watch it as it grins.
we just went to a real weird.
We certainly
place.
did. Anyway,
But yeah,
Joe.
karaoke's great.
Hey, Elliot, congrats on your first karaoke.
Yeah, it was
Thanks,
really
guys.
Yay.
And it was exactly what I wanted. It was a sitcom song. It was spoken word, like you said.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Yeah, it
Thank
really
you.
And
did.
it's
It worked.
funny, yeah.
Feel really good.
Yeah, so I just wanted to ask you guys because I tried a new song and I was really excited about it. The Look of Love by
Oh,
ABC.
my
yeah,
God!
I think someone sent
That
me.
was
or-
almost Dylan and I's wedding song.
It
No
is
way.
Yes.
It's in my top 5 karaoke songs.
Dude, Matt, I think Matt Robb or someone filmed you doing a little bit.
Oh,
of it.
really?
I think,
Good.
and I think I saw it.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Can you
It
give us a
literally-
little? The look of love. Like, what's the chorus?
That's a look. That's a look.
The chorus isn't as fun as the verse.
No,
The verses are
Right,
better.
right.
Yeah. It goes. When the world is full of strange arrangements and gravity won't pull you through, you know you're looking out for something, but that something depends on you. And it's like one of those new wavy, like talky kind. The look of love is like a knife. Look at it grin. So anyways, really fun, good crowd song. The verses and the bridge, everything's
It's
different enough that
beautiful.
it doesn't get boring.
No, it's a great song.
Yeah.
It was
literally,
really good.
Dylan and I almost walked down the aisle to the Look of Love.
You
We
know
thought
what
people would
bums
think
me
that was
out
weird.
though about like golden karaoke tracks like that?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I
yeah.
would say that that's like a solid karaoke choice.
I've never
Solid.
heard anybody do it
That's
before.
the problem. But
Yeah.
not only have you not heard anybody do it before, we've got so many people that will have no idea what it is.
Great.
And so much of like the getting the crowd worked up about a karaoke song is at least slight familiarity with the song. I've done
that
so
one's
many
one of
songs
those.
that I fucking love that are like
That
I
everyone's
guess
like,
apparently obscure as
"What?"
fuck,
Yeah.
and people are just like, "What the fuck is this?" and they tune
Yeah,
out.
totally.
Luckily, that one's musically engaging enough that
Yeah.
you're just in.
I think you're right.
It's
you
just
found
so
you
much
found a
fun.
nice rare one that's like both fun to perform if people don't know what it is, and it's like familiar.
It was really good.
Okay with that?
So
I'm just laughing.
like a Pixar-
I've literally
the Pixar
had.
one.
He does look like a little
Oh,
sad
no.
Pixar mic.
he's like the one
I
that
just
walked
keep
in the
trying to
audition
get
and
him
didn't
Don't worry,
get
I
the
ordered
role.
more of these. Everyone's gonna have
But
one.
I just think
nice.
he's so cute, and now
Aw.
I'm so sad about him. Look at him. Hi guys.
Oh, Spunky.
Oh no.
Okay, Spunky. You're gonna.
I'm just sorry about
Hey,
This is a bit that's only funny for the
Honestly,
people watching it.
I'm trying my best. I'm trying.
That's how we like to do. We like to narrow it down.
Yeah,
Her
we
mic
do.
stand
Every
keeps
bit
falling.
gets further and further narrowed down.
I'm just gonna hold
So
it. like
I was gonna ask everybody what their top 3 karaoke songs to either watch or do were. That's too much. We've been
Top three
talking
is a
about
lot.
Top
karaoke too
two.
much. Just like, what are some of your favorite?
Like, what are our
Yeah,
favorite
just
ones,
throw it
yeah.
out there. What's your favorite to either perform or watch?
Yeah.
Or,
I like watching you do basically any of them because you're so fun
Yeah.
to watch. And
Yeah,
you make it
dude.
so you make it such a
You do
you
a
always
really
change
good
the energy.
part of our
in
I was
the
just
room.
gonna say
Part of
that.
your world.
Joe did a part of your
Yeah,
world at
really
my
beautiful.
birthday
Yeah.
once at a birthday karaoke party I
beautiful.
had,
Great
and
choice.
it's just every time you just go for it.
That's
Yeah.
the one I go to because it's always funny to watch when I can't think of anything else to do. I'll pull that one out because it's always funny to
Grown
watch a
man.
hairy grown man
Yeah.
do
yeah,
that song.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the one that you do about America.
Oh,
I
yeah,
haven't
that's a
done
good
that
one.
forever.
that was the first one where I was
Toby
like,
Keith's "Made in America."
Yes.
It's the most
Yeah.
ridiculous
Oh,
song
that
on the
that is-
planet.
But
the
you know
most.
what? When you do it, a part of me is like, hell yeah, America.
Hell yeah,
Not what
man.
I'm going for.
Yeah, well, it
Hey,
works though.
good
It's a
job,
good
America.
song.
I like doing Journey's "Lovin', Touchin', Squeezin'."
Oh yeah.
I literally just put that on my list
No
for the next
way!
one that I
It's a
wanted to
good
try.
one.
Is it really fun?
It's so fun.
It seems like it's fun.
It's so fun, and at the end when the na
Yep.
na na, there's so much of it
Yep.
that you could just like get the
And the
audience
audience
in
go,
on it,
yeah.
and you
Great choice.
pull a
Beautiful.
random person out to do one.
Now I'm not
Yeah.
going to do it because it's yours.
No, it's
you
not
have
mine.
To,
No, I can't.
No,
It's actually
no, you can
Journey.
do it.
No, I
can't.
think I
It
think
is
karaoke
Journey.
is about performance.
Lost
Yeah,
it the
yeah.
moment they performed it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
I
you
like
go.
to do Total Eclipse. Steve and I
Oh
have
yeah,
done
we
good.
totally do
Oh,
it.
that's
totally.
beautiful.
But we did it once at a party that Taco Bell was having.
Yeah.
Like, Quesarito thing. And it was a very funny thing because in the beginning, like, there was all these little assholes. And they were just like, And then, like,
What's
Steve and I were,
this?
like, harmonizing. And by the end, they were just like, the
Yeah,
fuck
we brought
is
the
this
house down.
song?
We
Like, it
love-
literally was
So
like a real
beautiful.
big
Care-
deal.
a good
and then
performer
I
can
did
lift the room.
recently on Christmas Eve, I went to a karaoke bar, and it was actually a really beautiful, wonderful time that should be in everyone's mind. Because everyone there was so, like, everyone brought, like, cupcakes. It was
Jovial.
like this, like, yeah, it was like a karaoke
It was
family.
That's cool.
humanity
That,
coming
like,
together.
all of them, and then we all sang songs on Christmas Eve, and it was
Yeah,
so beautiful.
it's
Where?
wonderful.
But
in
it
LA?
was,
or-
yeah, in LA. It was at some whiskey bar in
Cool.
downtown LA. And,
Cool.
like, literally, I sang Holiday by Madonna
Oh,
because
that's a
it
good
almost works as a holiday song.
Yeah.
But it's really good if you sing it as, like, it's like, holiday. Like, if you're literally just like, this is the greatest time of my life.
It's fun.
You know,
I've had this voice since I was 5.
Yes, exactly. Where she's like, if you took a holiday, guys, it's been a really hard year. celebrate.
You like a Madonna song too, right? There's a Madonna song.
I've been
you-
teaching myself. We sang it on the stream. Take
yeah,
a bow.
that's
It's
right, Take a
so
Bow.
much fun. I've been teaching myself Love and Touch and Squeezing and Take a Bow, and they're so much fun to play.
Dude, you know what else
Do
is
Take
a
a
good?
Bow by Muse, and then do Take a Bow by.
Oh, I like both of those.
You know that
Back
song by Erasure, Always.
Yep.
Such a good
Don't.
karaoke song.
You
You
should
know,
do Always by Erasure, and then Always by Weezer.
Yes.
Back to back.
with you and make believe with you and live in harmony, harmony. Oh.
Yeah.
You guys know so many old songs that I have
It's
no
not
idea.
that
We
about.
know new
Really?
songs.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just don't. It's not a criticism. It's just I don't listen. I don't have any idea, any reference point. Most of
Elliott
these old songs I
starts
just
his
learned
car and ends his car, and it's just Weezer.
or Ben Folds. Yeah, but
Ben
basically,
Folds is great.
Basically,
Army's a good one to do karaoke.
Army's a very
Army's
smart
great
one.
song.
I might do Army. That'd be
Yeah,
a fun
Army
one.
is a real good one.
I,
And so is there's a
Brick.
yeah, Brick's a great. Well, yeah. I mean, Brick will bring the house down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My other go-to that I really enjoy doing is King of Wishful Thinking.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
great.
So much fun, and that's another one that the crowd's like, "What is this?"
Yeah, it's
Oh,
so
and then they
good.
go,
fantastic.
"I know it, even though
Yeah.
I don't know it."
That's what I'm saying. Like, you got to be careful with those. Like one time I did Peter Cetera's what's the
Glory
song?
of Love. Not
Glory of Love.
Yes.
Yeah, and people were just like, "What is this?"
Oh man, well you gotta but
Yeah.
Even with the I am a man. Did you do it as a Muppet?
With the
Oh,
hold
yeah.
on, with the greatest bridge potentially of all time.
Oh, yeah.
Like a knight in shining
It's like so out of left
long
field. You're like, Peter.
Yeah.
My
I think
favorite-
the worst. Do you guys know what the worst bridge of all time is? I think we've talked about this.
No.
wait, the Tacoma Narrows in Washington, it fell.
What is that?
That's a
It's
that's
a
a
bridge?
bridge joke.
Wow.
I like Steve's
It was the
genuine
galloping
concern
It was good.
I was like,
second.
"What is
The-
this song I've never heard of?"
There
And
was
then you
it is
got me.
airtight in terms of how fast you said it.
It was.
You
It
gotta,
went way
you gotta
And
be
that's,
up on
that's a
over
cool
my
part
head.
about what you did.
You
what
got to be
said.
up on your bridge history. You've all
think you have
seen
to
it.
be up
It's
on
that
your
black
bridges.
and
Your
white.
bristery.
It's that black and white video of the
Oh
bridge
yeah, yeah,
dancing.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
So scary.
And then also the two other Dark Horse songs that I have in my pocket, which are so fun for a guy to just bring out unexpectedly, are Melissa Etheridge songs.
Melissa.
Melissa Etheridge.
I'm
Melissa
Vicky
Etheridge.
Cristina Barcelona.
And if you sing it like that, it's even better. But I'm the only one, and Come to My
Oh.
Window,
Come to
so
My Window
good.
is-
Oh, really good.
So
But
good.
Come to My Window takes a long
I know that one.
time to get
It
to that
does.
chorus,
Uh-huh.
and,
And it-
everyone's like, "What the fuck is this?"
It's
But
really
then as
good.
soon as you go, dude, and then you've
It
got
is.
everyone at
Yeah.
that
Make them
point.
work for it. My favorite type of karaoke is the kind that alternates between performers such as you guys and also people who are in their late 30s and they're
Yes.
using it to process emotional things
Oh,
that
I
are going on
love
in their
it.
life.
Oh yeah.
That
I
is when
love it.
I hunker down and I go, I'm having the time of my life.
I remember vividly because we used to in college there was a place I forget what it was called, but we went every Friday
Toys
to
R Us?
karaoke. That was it. We went every Friday
Let's
to
go,
karaoke.
guys. Hop in the car.
And there was a couple that every Friday would get up there and sing and like very obviously like get through some stuff. And I remember vividly one time they were singing Islands in the Stream and they just hardcore made out on the stage.
Awesome.
That is
awesome.
And like
a movie.
all of us were like,
Oh my
yeah. And
God.
then everyone kind of has like a no.
Please.
Oh, because it went on too long, probably.
Oh, and also like they weren't the type that you're like, I'm ready to watch this. Like
Oh, you were like, get a Motel 6 and
it
get the
was
hell
one
out of
of
here.
those of
They,
like,
they were some of those
oh.
bar goons.
Those bargoons I've been hearing about. I'm a bargoon. That's the
Bargoon.
problem. I'm in the back.
Before we
dude.
move on,
Wait a minute, Toto, Africa.
That's great.
Come on.
Solid.
I have
But
a
Every time.
Oh, maybe we can. Do
I know,
this
but I
together.
love it.
Maybe we can do this together. I don't want to promise this, but let's just throw it out there. I have like a little bit of like a dream, a pipe dream to remake shot for shot the Africa video.
Oh man,
by
it's so
Toto.
weird.
It's one of the worst videos in
never
history.
seen
Yeah,
it.
it's
and
real weird.
if we do it, I would be so happy. I don't think anybody else would be happy.
Well, we
Sure.
can't put this out there. People will be like, people are
That's
gonna
why I'm
take
not-
it.
That's why I'm not making promises. But
It's a good thing to not make promises, but it's also a great thing to not make.
I'm just putting it out into the universe.
I would love to do that with you guys. I think that'd be great. What are you gonna try to hit?
Try to do? Yeah, what are
the
you?
couch, so it doesn't.
Okay, I
matter.
thought you weren't going for the camera.
The way.
Oh,
go.
you still almost got the camera.
It's not good. That was so. How you doing?
Hey, I think,
my bottle throwing isn't up to snuff, I guess.
I think we've talked
Elliot
enough
likes to
about
go to
karaoke.
the batting
Okay, sure.
cages
I think
to
so.
get some stress out.
Lee, do you want to jump in on your topic?
Oh, I would love to actually.
Hey, everybody, let us know what your favorite karaoke songs
Oh
are.
yeah, please
Yeah.
do, please do. Hashtag the
SoundCloud
Valleycast.
has a wonderful add a comment feature on the SoundCloud page
Yeah.
where this podcast is being hosted. or you can just tweet them at us. Hashtag the Valleycast.
Love that. Love
Hashtag
that.
Valleycast.
All right.
The SoundCloud comment feature is so fun.
It's
It is
nice
fun.
because you can time code a comment.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
I like
Oh,
that.
I like a good time code.
Me too.
Yeah.
A
girls
TCC?
love time
Oh, I
codes.
love a good
Time code comment?
A
time code comment.
Time code coming. My topic is because every 4 years I get so fracking into the Winter Olympics. Like I'm not the right person for this. I'm not the right demographic by any means. You know me. I'm a sloth. I'm a sloth of a human being.
I don't think there is a specific demographic for
I think
Winter
it's
Olympics.
but I think there's certain people that it would make sense for people to get into. But like, if you were to describe something about me, would you ever be like, oh, also she loves the Winter
I don't know
Olympics?
because you're sort of like a what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe like a black sheep.
Bargoon.
Because it's like
Bargoon.
you kind of come out of left field with the things that you really love. Like you love Christmas.
That's fact.
I think it's safe to say you love eventized things. And
Oh
what is
my
more
God.
eventized than the Winter Olympics?
That's so true. I really do love eventized
Very
things.
good
Oh my
observation.
god! Do you love the Rose Parade?
I love the Rose Parade.
Oscars? You like the Oscars?
I love the Oscars.
You just like
Oh my
you
God,
like
I
things
love
that happen
events.
once.
Yeah.
The Holocaust.
Oh, never.
No,
No, the
that.
Holocaust. Thoughts on the Holocaust?
That wasn't as much as I thought.
It's
fair
eventized.
question. You
It's
have to
actually
ask.
no,
As
it's definitely
cool as
eventized.
I
Wasn't
think
it-
it is.
it's not something that was eventized. It was a one-time thing.
You couldn't tell me what time of year it's
like
like
when
feeling
Andy Kaufman
Holocaust.
did the Milk and Cookies show at the Carnegie Hall.
I do love events. Good job, Joe.
Thank you.
What a brilliant observation.
Wow.
But it's
A
also
spectacle.
it is a spectacle. But also it's one of those things where I love it because I could never ever 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 do it ever in my life. I also what are you laughing at? He just pointed at something and got Steve to laugh. So
Elliot
hard.
just pointed at one of my like saved sites up here on my Chrome browser.
Oh, what is it?
It just says weird dude energy. And Elliot just pointed at it.
This is it.
I thought you were gonna ask me to queue up "Suicide is Painless." To
Oh,
bring
can
it
you
in.
bring up weird dude energy?
I think that's the more.
Sorry,
ridiculous
Lee, go
Sorry.
back.
Back to the
I'm
Winter
sorry.
No, you're
Olympics.
fine. No, Winter Olympics because it is super cool because it's one of those things where it's like also still if you really think about it, we watched the opening of it and it's like here's all these like countries coming in and if you honestly think about it, it's so weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like it is so weird that the world comes together with their top athletes still to compete in these things. Like that's still so
It's a cool concept.
It is a cool concept,
It's a
but
really
also
cool
at the same
concept.
time weird, right?
I think
like
it's
a
wonderful,
weird,
yeah,
it's
but
I
it
don't
is
know,
It's weird. What's the weird part?
because it's one of those things of just like we don't really do anything
Together?
else all together, but
Yeah.
like still we do the Olympics. Like that's what's crazy to me.
I think that's what makes it. Yeah, I think you're
that's,
right. It
I
is.
mean, it's not a bad weird. I think
It's
it's a good
surreal.
weird. It's
Like when
totally
you see it
surreal.
and you're like, what?
we're
Like
still doing that.
that country is like, first of all, like you don't, and it's also like they're all equalized.
yeah,
like
and then
everyone's
also, like,
equalized.
It's countries that like my dumb brain
Well, I
is like,
think
where
that
the hell is Gleb?
I mean, you have like the World Cup, which is kind of like
That's true-ish, but like it's just one of those things where like it is so fascinating. It is such a spectacle, and like
Yeah.
really everything is so insane, and it's all these feats of strength. Like when we were watching today, because when it's on, I just turn it on in the background, and it's just the noise in my house, like as I'm doing everything. And the one today that was the best. It was just like me and Dylan both walked in going, "What the fuck is happening?" Because it was just like a guy that was like skiing, shooting a
The
gun.
biathlon.
It's
Yep.
That's what it's called, biathlon?
Weird. It's so weird.
he
and
skis
it's
and then
like,
shoots a gun.
yeah, and like the
sounds awesome.
commentary.
Is biathlon get their own restroom also?
Where does it stop? Where do you draw the
Where
line?
does it stop? Is this a future liberal swamp
Oh
show?
my god!
Only if they
That's
bring their gun.
literally it. Only.
He skis. He shoots a gun. He goes into any bathroom he wants.
You
guys,
he
it's
runs
literally-
a quarter mile.
It's
But it-
literally cross-country skiing
Yes.
between stations, and then
And
you
then
take
they
a
have
gun
to
off of
shoot
your back, and you
things.
shoot a target, and then you go to the next one. It's the
Who-
weirdest
who-
event
like,
in all
Well, the
Olympics.
best
How
was the
long has that been
commentary.
done? Like centuries?
Apparently
I don't
in
have
the
my
beginning. I
my
don't-
fact
he
check.
I'll
doesn't
look it
have
up. What's it called?
Biathlon.
It sounds like the best skill for if the world actually went to crap and
That's
you
exactly
you
what we
live
thought about
somewhere.
that too.
You're like,
It's
okay.
But the best thing about it was that like the commentator was having he was having the most difficult time to literally be like, he's like, well, he made up some time in this. Those shots aren't looking good.
Those shots aren't looking
It
good.
felt like he was just like, I don't.
Isn't there-
I'm the ski guy.
Yeah.
No one's a shooting
What I
guy.
love about announcing the biathlon is that I'm pretty sure that's a pretty small market for
Yes.
getting that job.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah, Gary's
who's
gonna
gonna
get
be our
that
announcers?
Gary
Is-
nails it
I
every
trained for
year.
years.
There
to be
has
the-
to be a sketch already where they like someone's announcing like an insane event, right?
It really
like
felt
didn't Monty
like it.
Python do a thing that was kind of like that?
Oh, I don't know.
Didn't Flying Circus have like a weird event? The Idiot Olympics. That's right.
That's
okay.
fun. And then the Mr. Show had the guys who lived out in the woods.
Oh yeah. Their own
Mr.
sovereign
Show.
nation or whatever.
Yeah.
The Mr. Show, nation. Well, I don't know. I'm just saying that, like, how ridiculous. Like, who said, like, let's just put skiing and guns together?
It really does feel insane.
Well, I actually have the history of it right here if you guys would like to hear it.
Please hit us.
Well, according to the Encyclopedia Britannica, the biathlon is rooted in the skiing traditions of Scandinavia,
Scandinavia.
where early inhabitants revered the Norse god
I think it's refer.
as both.
Back up. I think it's
Is it revered, not revered?
I thought you were
Revered?
making a
Revert?
joke.
it's reversed.
Well, I did say Scandinavia earlier, so I'm going to play that one
Yep,
off.
that's where I was going with
The
it.
Norse god as both the ski god and the hunting god.
Every
In-
night I pray to.
In modern times, the activity that developed in
Wait,
this
he
sport.
gets to be both the ski god and the hunting god?
Yeah, how crazy and cool is that? I'm going
He's
to
a
open
cool
up that
dude.
guy's wiki in a second.
Fucking
In modern
dude
times, the activity that
crushes.
developed into this sport was an exercise for Norwegian people that was an alternative training for the military.
Yeah, okay,
Wow,
that makes sense.
That tracks.
I'm sure this is going to be a future downloadable option package for Skyrim. The biathlon.
Yeah.
But
It
check this
wasn't,
out. The world's first known ski clubs, the Trysil Rifle and Ski Club, was formed
really
in
good.
Norway in 1865.
Don't
That-
know
it got
where
worse
you're
there.
from.
Here's the thing. I will say for every ski element that keeps happening in the Olympics, Norway just like crushes
Yeah,
it.
Norway's
like,
pretty
Norway's
great.
like, and they're medaling all of them. It's like gold, bronze, and
you-
silver.
Can you do that accent one more time?
Yeah, can
and
you
read
do
just
that?
one more sentence?
from Wikipedia here. In early Germanic paganism,
Will you, excuse me, sir? I've got this little sheet of paper. Can you read the lyrics from Suicide
Is it
Painless?
Of course,
for
I
me?
will for you, please.
I can't handle that accent, man.
Johnny, will you please for me? Thank you.
Oh no!
Through early in morning fog ice, affections of the things to by the times at what happened.
Oh no! It's so bad.
good, really
It's
good.
so good.
Thanks.
yeah,
that
thank
felt
you.
good.
Oh,
Thank
guys,
you.
the Olympics is great. There's the best thing that I've ever seen, though, and I just want to say is I've seen a really great tweet, which was you remember Jim Carrey in Dumb and Dumber, and it's like me sitting on my couch watching the Olympics, and it's like when someone messes up a tiny bit, like you're one pathetic.
That's really fun.
It was so good, and I've been doing this thing, and Delvin
Pathetic
has
loser.
really been upset about it. But I'll mute the TV and I'll just start playing Eminem's "Lose Yourself."
Oh, that's real good.
And it works with
Ding,
every
ding, ding,
single.
ding, ding,
It works
ding, ding,
with
ding.
every single, like every sport except for female ice skating. It's the only one that didn't track.
That
as
So
probably-
is that in Winter Olympics?
Yeah.
The
So-
ice skating, has that happened yet?
Yeah,
It's
and
happening.
It's happening right
Okay.
now.
Is that
and
that's
there's
the
like,
first thing that happens?
There's a
No,
lot of
it's a
things
lot
that
of
happen.
Oh God, I don't. Okay,
But
I don't
there's
know
also
anything
things
about
of
it.
like
don't
if
know
you
either.
watch it, like there's things where again it's like this girl was doing the jump where they basically go down a huge thing and then fly
Ski jumping.
in
It's
the
rad.
air. And
There's-
it's,
yeah.
I don't know.
The
I just
Winter
think it's so
Olympics
dope. I love
are.
it.
I love them both. And
Yeah.
I'm like you. I get excited for them both. Winter
Love
Olympics
it.
is like the redheaded stepchild of the
Is
Real
it
Olympics.
really? You
It's
think
not
so?
as much fun as Summer
Yeah,
Olympics.
people
I
freak
don't know.
out
I
over the
kind of
Summer
fucking
Olympics.
love it though.
But like in
I've
terms
only
of like
heard-
viewership, isn't the
yeah,
the-
way less. And it's
But I
because
most
hear
people don't
Winter
have
Olympics
winter.
is like everyone's
people don't.
talking about it.
well, yeah, because it's the
'Cause
Olympics.
it's
People are
happening.
still going to talk about them.
Yeah.
It's an eventized event.
And yeah, there's a lot of
Lee's
events in
super
this
into it.
eventized event.
Love it.
Like the Holocaust.
Like the Holocaust. Like a lot like the Holocaust.
No.
No.
I like how shy you guys
away.
are about saying the word
I
Holocaust.
guess it's because I know so many. Jews.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Okay.
Oh, you're married to one.
All right,
got it. He's
Don't-
got a 100-year-old grandma that talks
don't-
about pain and agony.
Don't
okay.
say the word, because
Your
if you
mic
say
is
the word,
still
then we have to
falling.
pretend.
Sad, my.
God.
It's because the events in the Winter Olympics aren't as, I wouldn't say as interesting to the common man. Like I said, biathlon.
Yeah, I don't think
it's
they're-
figure skating. It's a lot. It's really hard for some people to get on that, but it's really fun to watch, and they are next level athletes.
Also, the snowboarding now, like what
It's
it
awesome.
used to be was so cool, and now it's like fucking fucking insane.
It's so cool.
Oh, even better than it
it's
was.
like
yeah.
now
That's
they're
cool.
doing it's like they used to be like 180s and now they're like they're doing a 1270,000.
He
They
just
still
made a
do-
latte.
Do they still
Yeah,
do
exactly. in the sky?
Krill Schrogenborg is
he
going to
shot a
dance
gun.
to
That is one of my
Smooth
favorite
Criminal.
things, too.
Like,
Like-
they still do that?
Yeah,
It's really
that's cool
cool
stuff.
And
So-
there's like Yevgenia Migdeva. I'm botching the name 100%.
Skrivelgruppen.
But I'm loving listening to people being like, you know what? She is made for the ice. Yevgenia Migdeva is made to be on that. It's my favorite part of it.
And here comes Ingelvork, and he's just killing it on the ice.
So I
Exactly.
haven't thought.
That accent, that Scandinavian accent, is my favorite thing that I want everything to be said in.
I just thought of a theory that I haven't thought of prior to this when thinking about both of the Olympics.
Oh,
I
here
think
he is.
I think the Winter Olympics are a little harder for again the common man to get down with because it's kind of, forgive me, rich people sports.
Yeah.
Skiing.
Totally.
Is it a little
It's-
flamboyant
No,
too?
no. It's just it takes a lot of time and money to really excel in them. So skiing, ice skating, all of this stuff, you have to be specialized in these things for a
yeah.
long time. You have to live in a certain region. When it comes to the Summer Olympics, everybody can, in their minds, theoretically run track.
Oh, so you
Swim
think it's
or
a little
swim.
bit like,
Well-
oh, here comes these highfalutin
No, I just think it's
athletes.
hard to connect to
Yeah.
it. I think you can respect it,
Interesting.
and I think you can be wowed by it. But because it's so, it's so next level as far as
I
what
wonder
it
if
takes
it's
to
more
get there.
complex than that, though, because isn't it just like like an amazing feat of human, human capabilities? Oh man, that mic needs Viagra.
For those listening,
everybody.
Isn't it just like it's
giving it my all.
it's just Timmy the
asleep.
tripod,
Oh no! Once again, I've made a horrible mistake.
Mikey the mic stand.
Oh, sorry, guys.
It's okay. just
But isn't it just
Well,
like
that's orange,
like
too, so
it's
it's
kind of like
different,
how
but-
Cirque du Soleil and like trapeze artists is such like a feat of like skill. Shouldn't that be kind of transcend like entertainment? Like shouldn't that be like a universally just like like you something you want to see and you're impressed when you see it, like depending on how
it should be, yes. And
But it just isn't?
This makes me think of another thing that I talked about a couple days ago. We were Ryan Todd, the director of Smosh. We were talking.
Name drop.
Yep,
Yeah.
he's great.
humble brag.
Yep. He was showing me. Apparently, I forget this guy's name, but he's taken over for what's the radio show where the guy just got in trouble for sexual harassment?
Every
Whoa.
show, every
No,
radio show.
no.
Like the Woody Show or something?
No,
or
it's the traveling one. They do it on stage. It was the old guy.
what the hell?
Oh no, sorry, we're gonna have to cut this.
Wait,
out.
what can I look for? What can I
Find
type
it.
in?
We'll get there.
Old man sexual harassment.
What's the Christopher?
It'll be
Guest
the first
movie?
one.
Mighty Wind?
It's based on like Mighty Wind is kind of based on this.
Garrison
Peter, Paul, and
Keillor?
Mary?
Garrison Keillor.
Okay.
What's his show? What
Prairie
Home
Home
Companion.
Prairie Home
Oh,
Companion.
wow.
Sorry, you guys. I
Wow.
brain farted.
No, that honestly, that felt really
Nice
cool.
work,
Thank you.
everyone.
The
Wow,
fact
look at
that we
this
got there
terrifying
is-
man.
Yeah,
Look at
so-
this guy.
So he
You know what that is? You know what he's got a lot of?
Weird
dude energy.
This picture is terrifying.
Yeah.
So he recently
Ugh.
got kicked out for sexual harassment allegations, and a new guy came in, and the new guy who came in is like one of the best mandolin players in the world. Like
Nice.
he's
Oh, so that's the Christopher Guest
so
connection.
he's
Got it.
crazy talented. Well, he took his spot, but anyways, he's one. You watch him, and it's mesmerizing. Like you
Yeah.
said, technically it's next level. He's playing Bach, and he's doing it by memory.
I love it.
And he should be the most followed, respected person on the planet. Somebody with that level of talent.
But it's like the instrument it is what
doesn't.
makes
I
it.
guess the point that I want to say is, those people, the most talented people, don't get that common man following.
But that's
instead.
but, like-
wait. Instead, Logan Paul does. Sorry, Logan Paul.
He's fine.
But here's what I'm saying. It's
LP,
like,
I like to call
you
him.
can look at Logan Paul, and I think a lot of people will go Logan, not just Logan Paul, but people like him.
Also
it's a
Jake.
lot easier to think that you can do that, thus you're going to watch it more.
Oh,
But when you
maybe.
watch the technical advancement,
Yeah,
you can
I
be
agree,
wowed
totally.
by somebody
Yeah.
like that, but it's almost like I can't do it, so I
Well,
can't connect with it.
it's
on
Are
any
you
also
sure
level.
though? Because what
really
about like
is.
football? Like
No,
any people
it's-
feel like football is like a huge thing. You think anybody thinks they can just do football?
Yeah, I bet a lot of people do.
I think that's more the game
the team
and the
city,
tribalism of it.
Yeah.
Because I would go so far as to say the reason why this mandolin player is probably not as known is because what is he doing? He's playing classical music. He's playing whatever. Like, classical music probably isn't as popular amongst general audience. Maybe even just finger picking music isn't that popular either. But this is like fucking human spectacle of
it's also
body
funny.
and and like to music that people like.
Well, it's also a funny thing. One, they do choose things that everyone likes. Music that's like Beatles. It's like Beach Boys, classic things.
Rolling
that people,
Stone.
Everyone likes it, But the bigger thing too is that like if it weren't for those commentary people, like there was one jump that some girl did, and the guy was like, "Just so you know, by raising her arm up, she makes this jump
watched that part.
infinitely harder than it could ever
That's
be."
crazy.
But it's like we wouldn't know. I'd just be like, "Cool jump," but he's like being the person being like, "Just so you
needs
know,
that.
like it changes her gravitational force completely by one arm going up."
That reminds me, I was on Reddit and there was a life pro tip that got voted up to the front page.
What was it?
And it's basically if you have 5.1 audio at home, you can turn off the center channel and completely eliminate commentary during the Winter Olympics.
Whoa, crazy.
And you can just watch it without commentary.
Good God.
Yeah.
you want
But
to?
okay, but also
I don't know, but it
no.
kind of adds another element to it, right?
Hear me out. If you want to, you can also turn the sound down and start Eminem's "Lose Yourself" from the beginning. Okay. If you want to, you can send that hashtag the Valleycast. Show us all your winter games with your Eminem.
I bet Suicide is Painless
Lose
does
your-
just as
It
well.
does- I don't know if it does, guys.
Let's try it.
Vomit down his sweater already.
But anyway, Lee, I
Mom's
want to segue
Piscaddy.
into Elliott's topic, but I do want to say personally,
You also think I could be a dancer.
Well, of course. I mean, I wasn't going to say that here. I was going to say it off.
Except for when you
Went
put your
without
arms
saying.
above your head, you just fall over.
I'm so top
go
heavy.
Mike.
It's just gonna just slam down.
Well, no. What I was going to say is that even though I'm kind of like I dig on sport, like I jab at sports and such and
Sure.
physical things like that. I have been wanting to watch the Winter Olympics. Like, I think it's a lot of fun to sit
really
down
fun.
with friends and just kind of
It
like
is.
freak out about how amazing these athletes are and just like have a good time watching it. So I'm like,
There's
really
also
interested
like
in watching
political things too that happen that I really like.
Assassinations.
No, but I think it's a beautiful time that everyone comes together, and it's a lot like Christmas.
Yeah, wonderful. All right, Elliot.
Elliot, tell us about
Tell
Christmas.
us about your topic.
That brings me to my topic. I was wanting to talk to you guys about Christmas. My brother and sister-in-law were telling me about the Berenstein Bears thing.
Oh
and
yeah,
I,
it's a real deal.
looked up that whole thing, and if you're not familiar with it, most people or many people supposedly remember the Berenstein Bears as Berenstein Bears, and if you look into any stuff,
Berenstein.
yeah, Berenstein, excuse me, yeah,
And it's actually Berenstain.
and it's Berenstain, yeah. If you look into any of the books or the TV shows, even the song, it's Berenstain, and then people say that it's proof that we've slipped into an alternate dimension, and then they call it the Nelson Mandela effect because a lot of people remembered Nelson Mandela dying in prison even though he went on to become an activist. And so I just Googled it and looked into it, and I just like all that crap. And so my question to y'all is, has there been a time, and what was it in recent memory, where you have felt like maybe you're living in a simulation or not
my
this
God.
dimension, or something is crazy going, like some Truman
This
Show
is
situation?
Yes, thank you, Elliot. I honestly almost brought it up
This
last
moment.
No, last week I
Lee,
almost
put your
brought it up.
crystals
I'm
down
not
before you
kidding.
talk about this.
Hold on.
Take the crystal out of your vagina
I
before you
just
talk
did. No, okay, I'm not kidding. I almost brought this up last week, but I was like, that's too insane. It's called like synergy. It's like all these different things that it has terminology for, but it's
Synchronicity, I
also
think is-
synchronicity, synergy.
I
all
love
the
that police song.
synchronicity. It's beautiful.
Another suburban Monday morning.
Okay, but the thing is like lately, and I've been telling Delman this, and he thinks I'm crazy, but he also is mild conspiracy theorist, so it really helps in our relationship. But I like things I've been thinking of have literally come as like an ad in my thing. It's not even stuff I've typed, not even stuff I've anything like.
Oh, it's
I'll
because
literally-
Facebook listens to you. They did an experiment on YouTube where
God
they
damn
started
it.
talking about cat food, even though they didn't own a cat, and they waited a few days, and then on Facebook they had an advertisement for cat food.
This is exactly what it is. But like it's been
Without
happening.
typing
Not
it
even just that though. Like it literally it happened with my brother recently. I was thinking of some memory when I was like 4, and then I thought about it and I mentioned it to Dell, and I was like, well, whatever, went on with my day. And literally 2 days later he goes, do you remember that time? And I'm like, what is happening? And it feels very Sims universe.
Yeah, crazy.
It feels very much like I don't know. I don't like it because I definitely think that I could be a computer thing. Also, I'm really sad for like whoever is like running me.
Yeah, who's
Like,
programming us?
So
know.
sorry.
Sorry
Like,
about all
I
my
just-
bathroom breaks.
Yeah. Also, I'm sorry that you
assuming
had
that's
to
a
watch
programming thing,
the
I don't-
Goldbergs with me. Like, sorry that you had to do that. Sorry, I'm not doing better. You put a lot of money on a horse that I'm like, well, sorry about that.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, it's been happening.
It's a
lately
crazy
lot,
thing, yeah.
and it makes me think a lot. And then like my dad, who is a brilliant-minded man. But literally, I was saying
Shout
something
out
to
to
him.
dads.
Shout out to dads.
Shout out to dads.
Shout out to dads. But I was saying it to him because he usually is really good at grounding me and bringing me back to earth. And I was like, I don't know, Dad. Like, it's really scary. Like, all this stuff is happening. It's like we're in a universe. We're in like a computer simulated whatever. And he goes, well, yeah. And I'm like, what? Like,
Wait, but you agree?
yeah, it was one of those. Where
Why
he's
didn't
like,
you tell me
well,
about this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And I'm just like, no.
Well, your mother's going to the store.
No, you're the guy that's supposed to say this is a generational thing and we're in a bubble that we're all going to pop and blah, blah, blah. Like, no.
Yeah, you're supposed to be dad and tell me that I'm insane.
I'm insane.
To think that
and
thing,
he's like,
yeah.
well, it's a possibility. And I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck.
Not
Usually
ruling
they'll
it out.
say that to shut you up, right? Like to
Yeah.
be like, yes, we're in a simulation.
Yes,
Anyway, how's this
Jesus.
turkey?
It's Jesus' scene.
Yeah, because that's
Lamb
it.
is
It changes
delicious in
nothing.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
like, oh,
Yeah.
it
I
makes you
don't want to
feel-
talk about this.
Yeah, you're like, I got it, and then
There's no answer, so meatloaf.
Okay. What about you, Joe? You have any
Joe,
experiences?
do you also feel like you're in a
of
simulation?
coincidence?
I don't have any experiences. I have those moments of deja vu, those feelings
They
that
say that's you getting into your timeline. That's you
interesting.
connecting with your timeline.
all of my deja vu moments that I've had have been connected to dreams. I'll have a very specific dream, and in the dream, there's always a fork in the road where I need to take make a choice, and I never know if the choice is right or wrong in the dream. I just remember waking up and being like, "Huh, I did make whatever choice I made," and then I went on. But then it's
like
happened
a Sims character.
It's happened a number of times in my life where
Yeah.
that choice happened again. But I never remember the choice that I made in the dream. All I know is that in real life, I'm like, I've been here and I'm supposed to know which way to go, but I don't know. And I always
Joe,
like makes my heart flutter.
Someone's trying to talk to you in an alternate universe through your drums.
I was
Play a different instrument, please.
there was I was trying to rack my brain because I knew there was a time that I remembered it, and I think Lee and I talked about it at one point when we were doing the Shooting Stars thing. But there was a time when I had a dream where it was right when like life was looking up, and I had a dream about fireflies and seeing fireflies on a tree, and I went out into this yard and I was like, oh, this is beautiful. And somebody's like, oh, you can walk up to the fireflies and like touch them. And I remember like very vividly walking up and grabbing them, and they were all like friendly and nice, and it was real pretty. And I woke up and I felt so nice. And then I went to do some lip sync battle, and I interviewed TJ Miller, and he sits down and immediately brings up fireflies and starts talking about fireflies.
That's what I'm talking
And then I
about.
was like, dude, I just had a dream about fireflies.
And he's like, who gives a fuck?
yeah,
right?
and he was like, who gives a fuck?
Don't tell me that.
Don't tell me. And that's basically, yeah. And so then, but instead he was very like, wait, what? And then in that moment they were like, action. And then I started talking, and I was like, so what kind of song are you going to lip sync battle to? And then TJ Miller was like, hold on, you were just telling me about this fireflies thing, and like just completely takes the interview. But I
That's
was
cool.
like, what are the odds that, no one ever talks about fireflies, let alone dreams about them, let alone dreams about in like a positive sense.
and then he performed Fireflies
the
by
next
Al
day.
City.
And then he performed Fireflies, and then he was, and then there was a, isn't there,
Well,
what
I
else is
truly
Firefly?
believe, Elliot, that just like life itself, these are truly just coincidences.
I agree.
So my topic
I
is
totally it's fun to believe, and it's fun to think about. You are 100% right.
yeah.
It's not divination.
Divination.
And they say that improbable things happen all the time. So
Well, it's just like think about how old the universe is, and think about how old
6,000 years.
I mean, it's really like not. I mean, and think about. I mean, it's like about 12 years old, but like the thing is like. Well, no, but truly, think about. But truly, like, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like molecules clashing and things in space hitting at the same time.
Yeah, it's chaos.
It's absolutely chaos, and just the fact that we even exist is truly just kind of a major coincidence.
But it's like such a privilege too, because if you like really look.
You could definitely look at it as such. Yeah.
It's God's coincidence.
I mean, it could be, sure. Yeah, if you'd like.
If we're like this much further from the sun, that much further than that.
Yeah, yeah. You can consider it anything you want, and that's the beauty of life.
we're all just God's coincidence. Is
Hi
I
guys,
don't
welcome
think
back
I've-
to God's Coincidence. My name's-
We perform here every Tuesday night in the back room.
Buddy said working on a car.
Dad, thank you for coming. Stop.
Relationship. Are they boyfriend and girlfriend?
Birdhouse. Could you build a
Do
birdhouse?
something funny.
Birdhouse. Build a birdhouse. Please build a birdhouse. Please. I hope they build a birdhouse.
Oh, jeez. You went, man, I hope you all stayed for that callback.
God, God's coincidence.
God's coincidence
That's
is great.
fun.
Yeah,
I like
that's
that a
nice.
lot.
What's
That's
your
nice.
topic, Steve?
Well, I didn't get to say a thing that I
assume when you say
experienced.
coincidence that
Well,
I
I actually like I've never experienced something where I'm like, whoa, why did that happen? Other than like some small things here and there that could probably be explained by something very scientific, but I do remember. I recall as a kid, like this is less of like we're in a simulation and more of like the brain is just a funny thing. But I remember like being a kid and having dreams where like I remember specifically there was this one dream. I was very young. I must have been like 8 or 9 or something.
Very young.
I was so young, a 9-year-old.
like imagine like a 9-year-old.
Imagine like a 6-year-old, but like add 3 more years.
Oh, okay.
but-
So like an 8-year-old?
9-ish.
Okay.
9.
8-ish.
You're going up to 9.
How about late 8?
Ooh, a late 8.
Jesus.
That's my favorite
You
kind of
remember
8.
your late 8s?
A nice late 8.
But anyway, we're late 8. Thank you guys for being here. I know it's 8:30, but that's the point. So anyway.
Do you get it? Anyway.
So anyway, like I had this dream where I had like an arcade machine in my home. And I was like, I won't connect it all the way to when I eventually get one because that's just me like buying one for myself eventually when I could afford one. Yeah, I mean that's just whatever. I just made it happen. But so I woke up. I remember in this dream I had an arcade machine. And I was like, could you imagine being an 8-year-old and like knowing you had an arcade machine in your house?
Pretty dope.
Especially when you grew up in the 80s, 90s, whatever. I mean, that's like
Late
as cool
80s.
as having like the brand new game console or a powerful PC.
That's some
in your home.
last Starfighter shit.
It super is. So I remember freaking out and go like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever. And then I woke up and I was like, oh shit, I'm going to go play with my arcade machine right now. And I like run over to the kitchen and then I'm like,
Oh, no.
oh shit, that was so a dream.
That's the opposite of Christmas.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
I remember, did you guys ever have dreams like that where you were like, something happened and you're like, oh, I can't wait to play with this puppy that's in my dream. It's like,
Yeah.
oh shit, whose puppy was
There's
that?
also
That's a
the-
dream puppy.
There's the reverse though that I get a lot, which is I wake up and I'm like, thank God.
Well, sure.
That's a nice
Well, and
feeling.
also like another thing is like one time I got like shot in a dream and it like woke up with like the pain there, and you're like, oh shit, and like it felt. You guys have ever had
Yeah,
that?
that's
Never
just
had
your
that?
body going, something's wrong. Wake the F up. You're having
Well,
a heart
it's
attack.
very likely something gave it. You know how you get those sharp pains every once in a while? It probably was a sharp pain that manifested itself as like a stab or something.
Felt like there was one where I was like being crushed, and then I woke up and like
Ugh.
Dylan was physically on top.
You guys ever do the one where like you go to the bathroom in your dream and you're peeing and then you wake up and you've wet the fuck out of your bed? Yeah.
I've never.
100% have peed the bed.
Aw.
Yeah.
I haven't done it since it.
I want to pee the bed.
It's actually way cooler than you think it is.
I should try.
Yeah, I mean, you just wash it right up.
I'll
Pee's
give it a
natural.
shot.
How would you wash it? My bed. How do you get it out of the mattress?
Well, you just
You flip that.
you just
flip
you
it?
flip it because you got to go quick. You got to realize where you're at as soon as you wake up.
I mean, I never did it like in my adult years, but I do know someone who has like literally she has been diagnosed with like sleep paralysis, and she's like,
Oh, yeah,
"No,
that's
I will pee
real.
the bed. I will."
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I'm so fucking happy I have not experienced real sleep paralysis. Holy shit, it sounds
seems
terrifying.
Like a terrifying thing.
Yeah.
It really does.
Okay, so really quick, my topic is literally about Donald Trump's hair. You guys saw this clip.
What a gift.
What a gift.
It's the best thing on the planet.
It's I mean, the thing is like forget the politics. Let's take the politics out of this whole conversation.
Get out of here, politics.
No.
If it's even possible. Listen, just this isn't I don't want this to get political.
Okay.
I'm just talking about how this man, Donald Trump,
Who has a level of vanity.
who has a level of vanity
There we
and
go. That's why it's
yeah.
funny.
But it's also funny because it's like as long as we've all been aware of Donald Trump, we've all tried to figure out the enigma that is his
Look
hair.
at that quad.
It's amazing.
Like
He's got
what
quite the quad.
is it?
Alan was like, "Could I rub it?"
Oh God, kill me. One of my buttons came off, and I'm not even buttoned. Look at this! This is one of my favorite shirts!
Say one of your favorite buttons on this.
That's my favorite button! I hate the shirt! Lee, I'm going to show you. Yeah, I'm going to show Lee.
I haven't seen the full clip, so please.
Okay.
So give context while you're talking.
Just recently, there was a clip of Donald Trump entering one of his planes, potentially the big one.
Air Force Big One.
Air Force the big one. And what was captured was basically Bigfoot. We have finally seen, in some way, how Donald Trump's fucking hair works.
Please play it.
And it's
Is it not like a toupee?
But that's the thing you've always wondered, and he's never.
No, it can't. It's a toupee.
This is it.
I
Are you
always thought it was
ready?
a big comb
Here we
over.
go.
He's walking up the stairs. The wind is blowing. You can see the entirety of his skull.
It's like, remember when they took the mask off of Anakin?
Yeah, that's exactly what people are saying. They're like, it's when Darth Vader took his helmet off.
It's next level.
Oh, I'm holding it up to just ambient
Isn't
plane
it?
noise.
It's like seeing a unicorn.
Ooh.
It's insane, right?
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of
I mean, I think we've always known it's a piece.
I don't think it's a piece. I think that's his real hair.
Actually, I think Elle's right.
It's
I
just-
think it might be his real hair, but it's like male pattern baldness, but it's grown out super, super long and like done a really weird.
And it's just a creation of probably like lots of money.
He's got a respectable coif.
like,
He's doing what he's got to do with it.
I mean, I've been like on multiple ends of like friends that have gotten hair pieces, friends that have like gone bald and just like shaved it all, and the
Like my brother.
journey
My
of,
brother
like,
did that.
He just shaved it all.
He just shaved it. He's like, I'm gonna be a shave.
Sorry, everybody.
Okay,
Just
and
show-
then
But my button came off.
like you're still looking at.
honestly, that got me so because it just felt like a woman named Carol that was very upset about her button.
But I pulled up. I found an article that the Daily Beast put up, and it says
Respectable.
That's not something that he can do on his own. So that's what it even feels weirder when you're like, oh, I think that maybe like he has someone do his hair like that every day. That's not something you can do on your own.
no. He has to. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, it's an.
Yeah, it's not something he would do on his own.
Well, here's an article I found.
Bonka's not in the picture. It's Melania, but she doesn't. She has way too much shit to do to brush her husband's hair.
In this article though, it says
If I
plastic.
brushed Delman's hair every day, I'd lose my mind.
It's the name of this article is "Plastic Surgeons Try to Solve Trump's Hair Mystery," and it says video of the wind revealing an apparent surgical scar had observers scratching their heads.
This is the epitome of the type of news article that I legitimately hate.
Oh yeah, same.
We got a bunch of people who do a thing to watch a video, and
Yeah.
we interviewed these people who you don't know
But
about.
what I'm saying is like he could have done like the male, the one.
I mean, this is this is just
Piece of it, and they put it somewhere else.
it's a mystery. I mean, this is Area 51 shit we're talking about
It,
here. I mean, is it a hair piece? Is it his actual hair?
Are there aliens? Did they build the pyramid?
It's sad. It's sad. You're fired.
It reminds me of the end of Hook when
Yeah,
Captain
yeah.
Hook, and he's like, "Hand me my dignity."
That
and
is
he
so
like
good.
adjusted. That's yeah.
Dude, you need to tweet that.
That's
Yeah.
good.
And by the
That's
way,
good.
Joe, go ahead and promote your tweet.
Oh, I had a good. I feel like
Lee,
I
I don't
had a
think
good
you're gonna
tweet
get this
in,
one,
in
but we'll
regards to
explain
it.
it.
I saw the video.
Well, Elliot didn't, and I mean,
I'm gonna give it a go, Steve. I'm gonna give it.
I'm gonna let you. If you get it, I'll be very impressed.
I saw the video, and my reaction was, and I think I tweeted it was something along the lines of, "This video 100% confirms that @real Donald J Trump is in fact a Cenobite,"
Oh yeah.
Which-
Took me a second.
which is the minions of Pinhead from the Hellraiser franchise.
Yeah, they all look like these gross, like mutant things, and
Yep.
yeah, it's perfect. It's a great tweet,
Steve
Joe.
gets it.
The exact same thing, but then say.
Here he goes.
Mhm. Yeah.
There he goes.
Also, it does make sense. What if I tweet the exact same thing you said, Joe, but didn't put this confirms he's a Cinnabon?
From your Hellraiser movie.
I lost my button.
So check this out. Trump's ex-wife Ivana claimed in a 1990 divorce deposition that
She
plastic
got the
surgeon Stephen Hoflin,
Nice.
check this out, whose past clients included Michael Jackson, Joan Rivers, and Elizabeth Taylor, operated on Trump.
Not good people of a past.
He denied the claim according to a 1993 Newsday report.
Well,
Weird.
But that's all of those people insane by the end of it. Same with Michael Jackson.
Well, this is what they're saying. They're saying scalp reduction surgery is a have you heard of this?
No,
Neither have I.
no.
Apparently, they pull sections of your scalp forward to fill in a bald
yes, I
spot.
have. Yes, I have.
Holy shit.
Oh
And they
man,
like literally cut the back of your head and they like.
this sounds like something that Pinhead would do.
Well,
to
and
you.
it says
Yeah.
here that this doctor from Johns Hopkins University, no,
John's
Josh Hopkins,
skipping a jump.
who's he's working his way up. He's trying to. He's got his YouTube channel up. He's doing his best. But it says that he says that type of surgery can be tricky, and says scalp skin is very stiff skin. It's very hard to pull together the skin edges and get them close to each other if you cut out anything beyond a $50 size piece of skin.
Sure. Yeah.
Hey Jake, will you bust out your $50? I gotta finish this cut. Oh, I forgot it.
Shit.
Oh well, I guess I'll wing it.
Can you use a Sacagawea? I don't know, but I don't care about this fucking article. I just think it's interesting. But fuck, we got to see
That is
Trump's weird bald.
genuinely felt exactly like when you saw Anakin's face.
Yeah.
That did something
Except
so
not as
real
cool.
to me, yeah. That did something so real to me when I was younger because I was like, oh my god, like he is just this weak man. It's
Yeah, just this old man who's just scarred up and yeah, man. So anyway,
good
on that note,
good guys, everybody, great job, good
Yeah.
topics,
yeah.
good stuff.
I mean, it just the time just goes by when we talk to each other. So
This direct eye contact makes me feel nude.
I just want to say thanks to everyone who's been sending in Valleycast intros. So far so good.
All the
And
Valleycast drawings, everybody's so
the drawings are
talented.
great, but I do want to say really quick, the easiest way for us to see all the drawings and stuff, you guys have been doing great. Just Valleyfolk, #Valleyfolk, @Valleyfolk, #Valleycast. But for your intro song submissions, it would be very easy for me if you could just post them in the subreddit, the Valleyfolk subreddit, reddit.com/r/Valleyfolk. Just share the link there. Sorry, the Valleyfolk. Thank you, Elliot. Just post the link there, and that'll be the easiest way for us to get your intros heard on the podcast.
Cool,
Beautiful,
cool.
beautiful.
So, you guys
I'm
want
gonna
to?
be here next week.
Oh yeah, no Lee next
No,
week.
I'm gonna be in my honeymoon.
Ooh.
Honeymoon.
Iceland.
Oh.
So if you're
Oh.
from there, or if you've been, tell me things to do, tell me things to go. It's gonna be very cold. I'm very excited. It's an event, and I love it.
I'm excited. I'm really
You're
excited.
gonna have
for
someone.
you
I'm
guys.
so jealous.
I can't wait to see it. Are you gonna
To biff it.
take pictures and video and?
Hell yeah.
Will you just? I don't mean to give you a task on your honeymoon, but could you just be running around Iceland? Give me 3 Valleyfolk posts where you say I'm in the Winter Olympics and just
Oh, and do
Yeah.
something embarrassing like fall into the snow and stuff.
How long does it last?
2 weeks.
2 weeks,
So-
yeah, it's
yeah.
full. It
Okay.
takes a lot.
Because right after you do that, I go to Boston. So maybe I could try to find a Boston.
Oh, that's
thing
pretty
and-
good.
and
That's
be-
good.
Be in the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
You should go. Okay, in Boston, you should go into grocery stores and say, "I'm in Boston Market."
Okay, I will.
Hey, everybody! I'm in Boston Market.
But I don't want to film it. I want that to be for me.
That's just for
know?
you. Yeah. Or you can make a quick Instagram story. out
You're
of
right.
it.
It's important to keep my presence
Um,
up and up on the.
Lee,
Yeah.
are you driving to Iceland?
Driving to Iceland.
All right. Anyway, so does anybody want to throw out any important information? So patrons,
Yeah, please
hello.
go to thevalleyfolk.com if you are not a patron.
Yeah.
Valleyfolk.com.
Yeah.
So if you're not a
you say
patron,
the
you're
Valley-
here.
The
I'm only hearing
Yeah,
about
thevalleyfolk.com. You can go there to support us and see what our plans are for growing this bad boy. If you already are a patron, thank you so damn much.
Well,
Yep.
and also, if you're not a patron and you're hearing us, that means that you're getting this podcast on a Thursday, which is great. But if you'd like to receive it on a Monday, you can become a patron.
We also threw up a fun video version on the Patreon
we're
as well.
playing with the video versions of this, and we're deciding what we're gonna do with that. But right now, they are a Patreon exclusive.
Yeah,
And-
go ahead.
I had some people asking about when we're going to be doing regular content. So this is all eventually regular content, but we're going to be doing a YouTube video later in the month that will be going up on the channel, which will be fun. But in the meantime, like on Saturday, we went and did the whole business checking account thing, which was really fun. And
we live streamed that on Twitch.
Yes, we did. For those of you that caught it, thank you for watching. And for those of you that didn't, you missed my history.
Regular content is an important thing though, because one, this is regular content. We do the podcast
as
every
well as
single
our
week.
Twitch stream.
We Twitch stream every Thursday night at like between 6 and 7 p.m. Pacific time. So that's 2 things a week we're doing constantly.
And by the way, when we do those Twitch streams, a lot of you are concerned when it airs. We do the PST 7 p.m. like Joe said, but now we have been archiving them. So if you are missing them live, you can still go to twitch.com/thevalleyfolk and check out those archived videos.
And then our more constant YouTube content. I know a lot of you are jonesing for that. We're getting there. We know that's kind of our slow roll right now, but that's because we're taking it seriously and we're building some infrastructure for it. So stick with us and have some patience, but that's going to be awesome very soon.
Yeah, we also want it to be a very good show when we premiere and to know what it is.
Yeah, and honestly, like I'm super excited about it, and we're super gearing up for it, and we've got, I mean, really the flagship show for the Valleyfolk channel. We're doing it. I mean, it takes a while, unfortunately, and I'm really bummed out about that. But I'm glad that we're able to give you 2 pieces of brand new content a week. Away since we started, but this flagship show, I'm so excited about it. I can't wait. We're talking about it constantly. It's going to be really, really cool.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
It's going to be awesome.
I hope you guys like it.
We're getting there, you beautiful babies.
So anyway, anybody want to plug anything? Elliot, you got a show coming up in Boston?
I do. Thanks, man. I have a Laugh Boston show, which you can. It's on February 21st at 8 p.m. It's in Boston at February 21st. Mike Falzone is performing on it. And
I like Mike Falzone.
I'm at Crackers in Indianapolis, Indiana on Wednesday, April 4th.
A show for white people.
Yeah, so that'll be as opposed to the rest of my comedy, which
very
incredibly
inclusive.
Cat Williams is what I'm most commonly compared to. Who I'm most commonly. But Crackers, Indianapolis, April 4th, and Laugh Boston on February 21st. And I had a big group dropout in my Laugh Boston show, so there's tickets available.
And also,
plenty of tickets are available.
If I could plug something really quick, if a lot of you might remember a show we did called Movie Club on the old SourceFed days, and I kind of am doing a sort of small version of that on my personal channel, youtube.com/Steve Zaragoza, where I review movies and such using the Stardust app.
Cool.
That's a great idea, man.
Yeah, it's really cool, and there's a way to kind of like include people like we used to do on Movie Club, and we just got, I don't know if you guys remember, Corner Store was one of our movie clubbers, but he was hilarious. He actually like would film his review in a liquor store with like the booze behind him.
Cool.
And but now he's actually back again contributing to my movie review show, and I would love to see the rest of you movie clubbers, if you're out there listening to this, join in. So check out my YouTube channel, check out my movie reviews, and check out the descriptions, and you'll find out all the info on how to be included in that.
I love it. Can I plug one more thing?
Of course.
Real quick. I'm so sorry. I started a podcast, and it's called The Fundamentalist with my buddy Peter Rowland, who's a philosopher, and it's real nerdy, and it's real my kind of like niche thing. So it's just for me. If you are into that, feel free to listen. But if you're not, definitely it's not.
Neat.
Yeah, it's just like my
Deep conversations.
release valve for that kind of thing, rather than having
put the time code here so I can.
We all have different interests.
See, we talked about that at 1:14:58. I'm gonna cut it out. So, Lee, what are you working on? Anything to plug? You're going to Iceland. Joe, what do you got coming up? Anything? Any plugs you want to put in there, Joe?
Oh man, it's so good. It's so good.
Oh my God. That was my favorite part of the banking experience. Is that dry ass banker just looked at Lee?
Oh my God!
What's your social? And like, it's at Lee Newton. And I about like lost my mind laughing.
No,
he didn't. He didn't like us.
I think he. But then he was like, you guys are really funny.
He never said that.
I swear to God,
No,
he
he
said
did.
that.
He said
entertaining.
Yes, he did say entertaining.
And then he said, usually they're not very entertaining, so.
We're like, thank you for that elation that you spat.
Man,
Joe,
that guy.
Imagine that guy making love.
Dude, it was sad. But your moment where you just looked at him directly in the eyes and you go, "You don't like us, do you?" And then you turn to us directly in front of him and you go, "He doesn't like us."
I just love how each one of us was dressed like assholes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
total
wearing.
assholes.
Yeah, you.
I was just in like sweatpants, I think.
Cute little fuckboy.
Yeah.
And I have my painted nails.
Joe just came from a track thing, so he's wearing all of.
I looked like I tried to get into the yacht club, and they were like,
Yeah.
But
You're
like
still hanging
not like
on to
you
hope.
didn't, you didn't apply for a membership.
No,
you
no,
just
I
showed
tried
up to the
get on.
club.
I was like, oh, my shorts are nautical themed. Can I come on?
I love it. And that guy was just not having. We were making so many Wells Fargo jokes, he wasn't having it.
All right, well, guys, thank you all so much for listening to this week's Valleycast. And please, if you're listening to us on iTunes, it's so easy to just review and give us a little rating, 1 to 5 stars. That helps us get on those charts. And for us to chart would be pretty cool.
We love charts.
Yeah, we do love charts.
So.
And a lot of you have been asking, when are you guys going to get on Spotify? Well, we're working on it. Trust me. It just takes a little while to get that active, and
Did you
there's
see
a whole tricky thing.
my tweet about it?
I didn't. No.
I said it's in the pipeline, like the kid that Willy Wonka told not to drink out of the chocolate river.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Along with the kid that.
Oh yeah. It's in
That's
there
really
with
good.
him about to shoot out.
So yeah, well, thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll catch you next time on the Valleycast.
There was more to the tweet too. I started at the very end. I kind of said like, "That's what Spotify said," and
Is there
I
more
was
than
like, "But that's
120
just
characters?
Just fade it out.
that's,
Just
was
fade out
two-
that show.
two-
He's
about
gonna keep
240.
going. Just fade
But,
that show out.
That was like
Just,
that's Spotify. They have like a new niche humor.
fade
Is
it
what I
out,
said.
Oh
Steve.
no, this just sounds like so
I don't know, I
much.
gotta get like a lot of
Use
good
the button,
engagement.
Steve.
It was really
Try to
nice.
press
It was
this
good.
button.
I felt like it connected and explained the information.
No, wrong button.
I like
Play the other button.
Trying to
I
stop
like
it, and I
mix
can't.
of info
You need to press the other
and
button.
So hang on,
entertainment.
let
I
me
think
see
that's
if
what
I
people
can
want
stop
from
this.
us.
I'll
Okay,
get
and for some reason, the stop
over
button
You
is
don't
not
like us,
working.
do you?
All right. Great.
3 hours? No, it was an hour and 15.
Wow.
It felt so much longer.
Wait, I think
but
it was
it moved
panicking.
fast. It was
Yeah.
just, yeah, great job, y'all. That was really good.
Okay, let's see here. Still recording. Yay.